Welcome, everyone. This is Adam Beebe, broker at Latonas.com. We are doing the open house for FlashFooty.com. Again, this is Adam, and I am joined by the seller. If you would, please correctly pronounce your name.
My name is Vladeta Marinkovic.
Very good. Thank you for taking time to do this. Everyone listening live, this recording is going to be available within 24 hours on Latonas. But if you're listening to this live, if you haven't already dialed into the audio, please do so now. You can use the phone, you can use the mic on the computer. If you have any questions, please ask them to me. There is a chat functionality that says questions. Type in your questions. I'll either ask them verbatim then or within when the conversation goes to that topic. So without further ado, what we're looking for is a casual gaming site which has 20 plus or around 20 games. That the sale of this site would be for a license to have those sites. You're not buying the website, not buying the games. You're buying a license, and it is something that's done well here and has some good backlink profile. What everyone is looking at right now is available on Latonas.com. These blue hyperlinks are available to be clicked on when you have your Latonas account. When you're logged into it, it'll show an annual revenue broken down by months. So it's revenue, expenses, uniques, and page views, a couple other things based on a trailing 12 months period. That's really what we're looking at here. It's an old site or an older site established in 2006. What I will do is, and what you'll Mark and Vic, what you're going to hear is some pause, because I'm going to put myself on mute, and during the history section and also during the admin section, there's not much for me to add. So just so you know that, you're aware, I'm taking myself off mute, so there'll be a slight delay. But why don't you spend a moment, if you don't mind, go over the history of the site. Again, it's been live since 2006. What are some, spend about a minute going into the history and what you see relevant in talking about it. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Well, this website was established by me and my colleague Alexander in 2006, although the domain flashfooty.com traces roots much before that, in 2001, when website by that name was formed and also contained few soccer games. Then it was abandoned practically and reformed by us a few years later as a placeholder for our childhood passion to produce games, to produce soccer games, and to publish them to a wider audience. Later we decided to publish other people's games too, but the core always remained the same. Flash Footy games, best of them, the most important games were made by us. We picked up other people games by hand very carefully. We picked only games that we personally like to play. So in more than 8 years of history of this website, we managed to collect no more than 200 games, mainly soccer, mostly other sports. So what we see here is practically a screenshot of our desktop website. I would also make a remark that we have a mobile version. Mobile visitors will be automatically transferred onto flashfooty.com, although they have a possibility to go back if they want. But as you know, FlashFooty is mainly Flash-based website, as most of online gaming casual websites are today. And mobile phones, mobile tablets do not support that kind of files. But as we will see further in the presentation, we have an answer for that too. So if you could go further.
Great. All right. The aforementioned pause there, and as you mentioned, there was some sort of site on there, 2001, 2002, then the gap, and then obviously this shows when you and your partner took it over. Now you're the only person running the site, or?
My colleague Alexander is a part-time cooperator on this. He has his own job, but right. Yes, I'm mainly the one-man show.
Got it. Okay, well, this is available archive, the Wayback Machine. It just shows that it's been around for quite a while. What we're looking at here is a year's worth, broken down by month of Google Analytics. Spend a moment, if you would, and I know the majority is referral, which will be the next slide, but talk about traffic, how you get it, what are the dips and valleys that we're looking at here?
Yes, the main of the website traffic is taken by referrals and by our games. We develop games. Actually, our updated list of games includes more than 30 titles, not 20, because I forgot many of smaller ones during the years done. Those games are spread around the web with their links, with links to Flash Footy included into them, with the links in more games buttons, in logos, even in high score buttons, because our games usually contain specific high score system available only on Flash Footy. This high scores system is not turned on when the game is played out of Flash Footy, so player is encouraged to visit website and to play full version. That made some of our games very viral and helped a lot of spreading and getting new visitors. So we get mainly traffic from referrals, which we'll see in next slides. And when we observe these values and peaks in past year, we see that we had a good amount of visitors in May and June and July past year, but we have to know that it was World Cup time. The other factor was that we launched a pretty good game. That in March, it was Penalty Fever 3D, and January, February, and March are usually the low season, and it is something that is practically constant since the website forming. We usually publish one or two games in the spring, probably one in the autumn. So we managed to publish 25, let's say, games in these 8 years, and this is how usual profile of website audience looks like in these years. Although this year was a bit stronger part in the spring and the summer because of the World Cup. We see here the split by country, and our main source of visitors are coming from Brazil. This is something that's going on since the website was formed. In 2007, we got our hit Penalty Fever made for Brazil, Brazilian version. It got viral via their social network Orkut, which is not functioning anymore now, and never stopped coming from Brazil since then. Some big Brazilian websites like Click Yogos are great contributors of our sources because they take almost all our games and they spread over to all South American Spanish-speaking countries. And we see that Turkey is also one high on the top list because some of big Turkish websites also usually publish our games. But the list of referring website is very huge. So this is split by country, and we'll see referrals later. Yes, this is the acquisition sources, referrals again. The greatest source of power of Flash Footy are our games, our viral games spread over the whole world. So many visitors come from in-game links. Because of the short and memorable name, Flash Footy, many come later as direct visits. And the relatively low organic search percentage is because we do not rely too much on that source of visits. We never did practically.
Okay. You're doing a great job. And I mean, really, the relevance here is hearing you talk about what we're seeing here. So why don't we keep it going? Please describe what we're looking at here.
This is top 10 referring websites to Flash Footy. Very powerful, well-known websites in the world of online gaming. But this part of piece of data was taken from Google Analytics, and what we don't see here is an interesting fact that list of referring websites is bigger than 7,000. Actually, 7,700 websites gave at least one visitor to Flash Footy in past 12 months. I believe that this is quite a big number. Although, let's say the biggest part can be taken by, let's say, first 30 websites. ClickYogos is the probably biggest online gaming portal in Brazil, maybe South America even. And you see this on the second place, Krolion in Turkey. Uh, that regards to that country split that we've seen a bit before. Macrojuegos, Y8. These are all big names in gaming. So we are proud to have uh, our games on their websites. Spielaffe on the ninth place is a Kaiser Games, big brand. So we are proud to be part of that story.
Very good. As far as backlinks, what do you do? I know we just spent some time talking about your linking with some major casual gaming sites. What do you do proactively when it comes to backlinking?
We see here that these figures are not practically impressive. When we see the link of our referrals, that is the main, let's say, problem, if there is any problem with this, when we speak about backlinks and flash footy. These referrals give us visitors and they give us backlinks, but these backlinks are practically, or at least as we see on this slide, are not equally treated, at least in Majestic SEO website. So this is what we see are practically usual text links from websites, forums, etc. So we are talking here about usual regular backlinks taken by other sites. These are not backlinks mainly from these referrals because they are obviously not counted. And with you about your question, what we do to practically get these links, practically the answer is nothing. The main activity on promoting Flash Footy in these all years was spreading games, developing and giving away games to all our partners, known and unknown. And in the same time, we never did classic link acquiring, purchasing links. Maybe we did one or two link exchange in the past, sorry. But practically there was no classic SEO. What we did in past years was content marketing in, as they call it now, in its full form. So, but we see that there is plenty of space here to do some classic link building.
Got it. And I just forwarded through something that wasn't as relevant. These are URLs that you're linking to. Question that came in: are any of these? Do you own any of these sites? Is it something that some of this stuff is going to go away as far as the linking?
No,
How is there reason to believe that the links would go away?
no. First, we don't own any of those websites except Flash Footy. I don't see any reasons why any of these links would go away. From that Flash course UK, we had a cooperation in the past, so I know that we have their link on our website and vice versa. But anyway, links that are pointing to Flash Footy are not going to go away, especially when we're talking about those referrals having our games. Almost 8,000 websites with our games, they will keep them. They kept them in past years, and there is absolutely no reason to change that status.
Fair enough.
That's what is great thing about this. You can't just change it over the night.
Okay. Have some traffic price there. This is obviously SEMrush that is available for anybody to look up. Um, you know, if we go to different countries, I mean, obviously, I would think Brazil would be large here. Um, but right, I mean, it's something that depending on country, and I'm trying to decipher which country was clicked here. But anyway, you don't buy any traffic, is that correct?
Yeah, no dime was spent in buying traffic in 8 years of Flashfooty's existence. Only spreading our games.
Okay, very good. Um, Well, you're not buying anything, but ranking for these soccer games, not bad at all. Football games, you're reasonably up there. It's good, but not as relevant since you're not That's not part of your expense structure. There is the question that comes in: why the declining revenue? Well,
Declining
revenue
revenue.
and traffic. What?
Actually, we have to say that last year was very specific. Very specific in age of World Cup, and before that, many websites took football games in on their front pages. So football was a topic of the day for 3 months or so. So even the websites that are not oriented to soccer practically gave our games a good positioning. So we got a good traffic from that. Also, we got a very good game published that was Penalty Fever 3D, which was quite a good hit for us in past year. But unfortunately, we compensated that in negative terms in the second part of the year because because we switched somewhat on experimenting with mobile games. So I can say that this decline is not seasonally just driven, although it is mostly seasonally driven, but also because we didn't practically publish or promote new games except we're doing on some Android titles. But this is going to change in the future, let's say in next few weeks.
Okay, fair enough. The views obviously are,
I think
you know,
that this,
hand in hand
yes, they
with.
follow, they follow the,
Sure.
sorry,
Go ahead. No, no, I was saying they
sorry, I didn't
follow
hear.
hand in hand with the uniques. You were saying?
Okay. Okay. No, views only follow that number of visitors, as we'll see.
Makes sense. Okay, so here's where I'm going to put myself on mute for an extended period of time. These are admin slides. So when you're done talking about a specific slide, just say
Mhm.
next and I'll advance. So you're going to be doing all the talking here. So
Okay.
let us know what the site's made of, what platform it was built on, and then just take it away from there as far as what we're seeing.
Okay. First, I want to say that this website has no specific content management system. Actually, it has content management system, but it doesn't have any specific user interface. As we'll see, new game publishing is done via uploading them directly with some FTP client. We use Total Commander, for example, and entering new entries in MySQL table with the PHP myadmin. Why did we choose that path? So no specific content management system. It is because FlashFooty itself is a specific website. We built it from scratch for us, for publishing our own games, for our games that have specific needs and specific looks. Our games had high score tables. Some of them used specific tabs or page looks. So that was something that we just couldn't achieve with the classic arcade scripts that we could find around in that time. This slide shows the example how to prepare a new game to be published. If you want to prepare a new classic game, in terms that it is Flash game, you need to put it, make one folder. In this case, it's one of our games, 2 and 2 Footy. To put Swift file in it, you will put also one index.php file, which is always the same. It's only 2 lines. You'll probably want to copy it from other games. And you'll put one descriptions folder in which, and you will see that down in the lower panel small, you will put some 2 description files and 2 thumbnails. Description HTML practically contains the description of the game. If you want to extend that description, you can use also description plus, which will show the description below the Swift file, below the game itself, but you can also put some active elements if you want. For example, you can put some live scores or high score tables to be shown directly. So this is a classic folder structure that can be prepared in 2 minutes. When you want to upload a new game, you just prepare it, and on the next slide, next please. Next, Adam. On the next slide, we see how do we upload it to a website. So this is a classic procedure on Total Commander. First, you want to log in to account of the website. Next. Next. Then on the public HTML area, you would navigate to our folder called Igre. This is a Serbian name for games, practically the only our native word in this whole structure. So please go to the next slide. Next. And then you are into that folder. There are folders with our other games. And then you practically drag and drop that folder into between other folders. Then you would switch up to My Admin panel. There you will see main layout table containing practically the whole content on the website. All games or content, all admin pages practically are here, category pages are here. And you will want to enter one new entry here for website to recognize that you have published a new game. Next. And here is our goal. This is the page where you will enter some data about the game that's going to be published. Most of these values are already predefined, so you don't have to deal with them. You would only have to enter the name of the game in the page title. You will enter a path to that folder that you have just uploaded. You will enter dimensions of the SWIFT file. In this case, it's 640 times 480. In the page sport field, you will enter that it is football or basketball or any other category that this website supports. And you will, in the simplest form, enter the desired date for publishing. And if you put some date in the future, the website will publish the game when the date comes. Next. This is the lower part of the same formula, showing what we actually did to change the structure of our website to make it more functional, to make it more appropriate to our needs. I'm not going into very much details right now, but these fields that new owner website will be introduced thoroughly into contain specific ad boxes or other ad content modules that the user can put in order to practically totally change the looks of the page. So you can pick different ads from different ad providers for each game, which was very important for us, especially when Google AdSense announced that, for example, a game should be at least 150 pixels away from the ad. While other networks do not have such restrictions, we could switch between games that were a bit wider or more narrow, and to pick appropriate advertising networks to fit the game. Also, this kind of form allows us to specifically pick whether the game will have a so-called window mode, direct or window, which is a quite important thing for publishing certain kind of games. And I can say that many websites, even big ones, do not have those options, which makes problems for them to publish certain kind of files. And even some big titles, big names in website gaming world, do not have possibility to in quality manner publish HTML5 or Unity or Stage 3D games. With this kind of structure, with this kind of content management system that we delivered, FlashFooty can do all of that. When you want to publish the game, you simply click Go. Next, please. And you're good to go. This explanation was maybe a bit long, but believe me, when you're into it, the whole procedure takes less than 5 minutes per game. On this last slide that deals with the admin part of the website, we see Notepad++ window opened. It's a free text editor that you can download, or you can use Dreamweaver or whatever program that you want. If you want to change directly change some parts of website, you can do it with these kind of programs. In this example, we have opened one of our gaming folders for game penalty shooters. You can see descriptions folder on the right side in the small panel. You can see index.php, and you can see that in this case there is no Swift file because this game is not Flash, it is a HTML5 game, which becomes hugely popular, and it will become a great competitor of Flash in the near future. So instead of having a Swift file, you have an external PHP file which simply iframes the content of the HTML5 game. I hope that I'm not talking too much in a technical way. I'm sorry, I'm a game developer.
No.
But what I want to say is that website is made in a flexible way, in a way that allows to publish various formats in the form that fits the website needs the best, and what makes the website flexible for future forms of files of games in the times to come. Not just Flash. One day Flash will be gone maybe, but Flashfoot will stay because it will have the possibility to publish all kinds of files. So I think that this is all about admin part. Next, please. Yeah, we come back to the revenue. I just want to say that the revenue was in its peak on July, not just because of it was World Cup, but also CPMs were sky high those days, especially in Brazil, and we were quite happy about that. But overall conclusion about the past 12 months, that this game was an average game for Flashfoot, average year in terms of advertising revenue.
Okay, expenses, pretty flat line. This is hosting, right?
Yeah, it's the hosting. It's a virtual private server, $73 per month, although we pay it on a yearly basis, so we get some discount of 10%, and current web hosting is paid until July this year.
Right, saw that, and it's mentioned in the ad there. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to mute myself again. These next few sides are really just having you speak. I want to preface this question by you've already stated that you're a developer. If you would, when answering this question, kind of tell people what your skill set is, because an hour of your time is not equal to an hour of my time, and it just depends on what you bring to the table. But tell us about the day-to-day operations, what your background is, and what you have to do to maintain it. When you're done, ask me to forward, and we'll go to a next set of questions.
Okay. I would divide the activities on Flashfoot in two parts. The usual activity, as you're the usual webmaster or content manager of a website, and the marketing of the website. First, and there would be also a third part. It's actually content creating. If you publish new games on websites, it would take very little time. As I said, in 8.5 years of existence of Flashfoot, we published no more than 200 games, and that makes about 2 or 3 games per month. I said that it takes 5 minutes per game to publish. I am talking about other people's games. So you'll be occupied, new owner will be occupied, let's say, some 10 or 15 minutes per month to actually publish those games. To publish games that he finds around the globe, the websites, and who practically enjoys them personally. I would add to the top of that some activities about link selling. We have few links sold on the index page of the website, but that's really minor time to spend. All in all, I would say it would be 1 hour per month. The other part of website maintenance would be marketing of the website, and that is the harder part, and we did it on one way. Probably the new owner would do it on totally other way. The other way that may be much more beneficial for him. We did it by developing Flash games. We developed about 30 titles, and a few of them we licensed. There are websites specialized for that, like fgl.com, where you can go. It's a practically market of websites, and you can buy exclusive license to host the game and share it on the web with your logos, with your branding, and that's practically what new website owner would get from us: license to host and share our games as if they're staying on FlashFooty, and to enjoy benefits or those links that are now in those games as they are now. So most of our time was spent in game development and sharing of the game around the globe. I'm not sure how successful we are. Figures say that impressive number of websites hosts our games, but I say that these games are practically under-marketed, most of them. For many of our games, there is still plenty of space to be shared more. Because of the nature of this website of FlashFooty, we didn't have approach to some bigger websites to be placed there because we couldn't offer them something in exchange. For example, many websites asked for a game exchange, but we couldn't do it because we couldn't publish, for example, dress-up game in order for our game to be published there. So most of our time on publishing, marketing was in developing games and their sharing on the web. I'm not saying that we totally neglected the other part, but in 90% we did. We did no link exchanges, no other usual link acquirement techniques, and I think that this is what is the area of greatest opportunity for FlashFooty. So the short answer is you need to put in 1 hour of your time per month to maintain website as is, but you would also need to market it thoroughly. So we can go forward if there are no topics on this. Yes, site growth, future expectations.
This is if you were to keep the site, what would you do to improve the revenue?
Okay, I'll put some concrete things that we are going to do. In past few months, we were slowly experimenting with some other stuff like mobile games, and the FlashFooty was a bit neglected, as you see. But these are our actions in our agenda for 2015, the year we are now. In this year, we will publish 4 new games on website flashfooty.com. Actually, 2 of these games are practically completed. Even this website gets new owner today. These 4 games will be published and will be published with branding of flashfooty.com, and that is a promise. One of those games will be Goalkeeper Premier 2, which is a sequel to our big hit from 2012. We already published that game for Android with a decent success. It already got almost 60,000 downloads, but it still doesn't have its desktop version. It's our first Unity game, and it will be published in the first 2 weeks of April. Later in April, we'll publish another game. It's some team of sports heads games. People who follow that kind of games know what I'm talking about. So in April, we'll get 2 games. Practically, this is our standard in past 8 years to have 2 games in spring, and we'll do 2 more in autumn. With this kind of activities, I expect to keep and improve revenue from the last year. So these games probably won't be in Flash. Actually, 2 won't be at all. Goalkeeper Premier will be in Unity, and the other one will be HTML5. So as you can see, we switch from platform to platform quickly in order to adapt to market changes. That's what FlashFooty is good about. And I hope that the future of FlashFooty is good. Next, please. Yes. It may be or not be obvious, but I'm on this website for almost 9 years. And that's enough time for any love to fade a bit. I'm just kidding. It's about a little of saturating factor. I would like to try something else, something new, and that new is mobile gaming. So these four games that will be published on the website desktop in next period are primarily made to support mobile versions. So I would have to announce that these games will have our links to Google Play or iPhone app stores, whatever. I would like to new owner to know that, because new owner, if it comes to that tomorrow, this evening maybe, will have four games for free. But all we ask in exchange would be to keep our links to our app stores, to our app store games that we'll make in future, in order to support them a bit. Uh, we are selling this site in order to try something new and to let someone else to help Flashwooty grow, because obviously we did what we could, and there's plenty of space for Flashwooty to grow further, especially when we are talking about classic SEO methods like link acquiring. Flashwooty has lots of potential, especially when we are talking about search engine rankings. There is still a lot of place to grow, and I hope that new website owner would be a experienced marketer in this area, and I would like to see Flashwooty growing.
Okay, thank you. And I blended in some of the questions that came in naturally within the conversation. You
Mm-hmm.
addressed a lot of them proactively. So, any last questions, please forward them over. But great job. What I'm going to do
Thank
is
you.
put my information up here. Anyone who wants a prospectus on the site, please request it from me. You can do that via these contacts I have here: cell phone, email, Skype, or you can do it off the listing. It says prospectus request. It allows you to request one there. We need a signed NDA in house, but that has some more in depth information. Everyone listening to this live, this recording will be up within 24 hours. Please reach out to me directly. Um, my experience with the seller is he's always been definitely engaged and thorough and very meticulous. So it's definitely someone who would help with the transition of the site. I don't see any other questions. Great job. Thank you for spending 40 minutes or here or whatever doing this. And I will definitely be in touch.
Thank you, Adam.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye.